Hello guys, it's your man Flying Flapper and welcome to another video of Gran Turismo Sport. Now, as a young boy, I was a massive fan of the film Beverly Hills Cop 2, starring the iconic man himself, Eddie Murphy. You know, the funny gags and the sly behaviour of a cop that only Axel Foley would ever get away with, nailing any criminal that stood in his way in his pursuit to solve the alphabet crimes. Now, remember the intro of the film where he sits in his Ferrari, the engine roars, the lights pop up, the tyres screeching as he peels away to the streets of Detroit like an absolute lunatic, looking all flash in his sharp suit? Ring any bells? Well, at the time, I assumed that car was the Ferrari F40. However, it was only later on I realised it couldn't have been that car at all, as the film was only released in the summer of 1987 and the F40 being manufactured after the film's release and up until 1992. Well, that car in the film turned out to be the Ferrari 328 GTS, but I'll never forget that feeling as a boy, the essence of what a Ferrari is all about. So roll on a year later and the F40 was born. Quite similar in its style, but bigger, bolder and certainly a lot faster, and I'll go on record to say, to date, it's still the finest looking Ferrari ever made. Now, I'm expecting you guys to disagree, as everyone has their own opinion, but I'd love to learn what yours is by dropping a comment in the comment section below. But I fell in love with this vehicle the first moment I ever laid my eyes on this dream machine, and I often thought hopefully one day I'll get to drive this car. Well, that day has actually finally arrived. Well, at least in its digital form. So recently I was invited to join a community called the Gran Turismo Veterans Group, which can be found via Facebook or within the PlayStation community itself, and this is where the F40 comes in. So this week's challenge was to set the fastest lap time around the 3.8 mile mountainous and very tricky Australian circuit called Bathurst. Now, the F40 is a 3 litre V8 twin turbo rear wheel drive and mid-engine car producing 478 brake horsepower. Now, it does 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds and can reach a whopping top speed of 201 miles per hour. For a car produced in the late 80s and early 90s, this was incredibly quick and made it the fastest road production car in the world. Even by today's standards, it's no slouch. So this video is going to be split up into two sections. The first will be the F40's original form and the latter in its heavily tuned counterpart, and we will see what the actual difference is. So sit back, relax and enjoy. So this part is the F40 unmodified at all as we go round the first bend and to start a brand new lap. So approaching turn 1, which is Hell's Corner, down to second gear. Didn't quite take that correctly and gone a little bit wide, but we're okay, we're still on the circuit as we go onto Mountain Straight. So up the hill, we approach a little dip and then go back up the hill and hit a top speed of around 160 miles an hour, braking hard into second gear, round Quarry's Bend, trying to hug the apex on the right hand side, use as much road as possible as we continue going up the hill, through the cutting, holding it in third gear, down to second gear as we approach the corner, hugging the wall on the left hand side and going back up the hill through Griffin's Mount, third gear, past Reed Park, holding it in third gear, trying to keep it as smooth as possible, past Salmon Park, and another left hand bend through McPhillamy Park, down the Skyline and approaching the S's. This is a very tricky part of the circuit, approaching the Big Dipper, down to second gear, trying not to go too fast, and approaching the Forest Elbow, second gear, trying not to hit any of the barriers at all, and through onto the Conrod Straight. So quite a lengthy straight, up to 180 miles an hour. And then hard on the brakes, down to second gear, into the chase. follow all the way through. And approaching Murray's Corner, again down to second gear, out the exit, and we complete a lap of a 2:07.7. Okay, so on to part 2 of this video, and we've actually modified this F40 to its absolute maximum. So it's brought the power from 471 to 735 brake horsepower, giving it an extra 264 brake horsepower and bringing the top speed up to 240 miles an hour. Now, one thing I'm going to criticise about this game is if you're able to make the car a lot faster, then you'll want to have racing brakes, which is not on this game right now. And what it ended up doing is making the car very unstable and having to brake a lot sooner than you would have liked to have done. So anyway guys, just going up Griffin's Mount now, and you'll see in this part of the video how unstable the car was and how gingerly we had to take the corners. So just going through Sulman Park now, round to McPhillamy Park, holding them revs, trying to keep it nice and steady. This was really tricky, going through the S's, down the Dipper. Car squirming all over the place. And coming to Forest Elbow, trying to keep control of the car, and down on the straight. And you'll see how much quicker this car is now, reaching speeds of over 210 miles an hour. But we're having to brake a lot sooner and pretty much braking on the crest of that hill, braking all the way down to second, just holding it together, and coming to the final corner at Murray's Corner, nearly losing it on the curb, and finally hitting a lap of a 1:59.6. So in the end guys, there was over an 8-second gap between the original F40 and the tuned F40. Now obviously I expected the tuned F40 to be a lot quicker and to post a lot quicker lap time. However, it was a very frustrating experience as I just kept losing control of the car. I just kept hitting the walls, I kept spinning out. It was absolutely ridiculous. But in the end, as you saw, my fastest lap time was a 1:59.6. Now that actually put me in 3rd position out of 9 runners on the Gran Turismo Veterans Group, with the winning time of a 1:57.9, which is absolutely insane, and congratulations to that guy. So if you do want to get involved in any of the events in this group, please do find the Gran Turismo Veterans Group within Facebook and within the PlayStation itself in the Communities tab. So guys, thank you for watching the video. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you do like the video, then obviously hit the like button, and please do subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more racing content from me in the future. Do hit the bell button as well, because that will notify you as soon as I post a brand new video. And I've been Flying Flapper, and I'll see you in the next video.